Several members of the Tacoma Police Department are moving up the ranks. Changes have been made to Tacoma's rental housing code, and volunteers are coming together to green up Tacoma. All that just ahead on Tacoma Report. Hi, and welcome to this edition of Tacoma Report. I'm Laura Proctor. Tacoma's rental housing code is now aligned with the state's just cause eviction standards. The state standards took effect for all landlords on May 10th. Tacoma's updates, which were passed by the Tacoma City Council on September 21st, provides a way for local officials to enforce the just cause requirement. The updates also include prohibiting illegal provisions in rental agreements and administrative updates. Additionally, the code prohibits landlord retaliation, allows for installment payments for various deposits and fees, provides city authority to enforce violations, codifies relocation assistance when a building is declared uninhabitable, and requires landlords to distribute tenant information packets. The Rental Housing Code was created through collaboration with both landlords and tenants to create policy that addresses tenant protections and landlord business needs. The Small Business Administration recently announced an increase to their COVID Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program limit from $500,000 to $2 million. Loan funds can be used for operating expenses and working capital, such as payroll, equipment purchases, and debt repayment. Small business owners will not be required to begin repayment until 2 years after loan origination. The City of Tacoma is now accepting applications from eligible organizations and groups producing publicly accessible arts programming across all artistic disciplines within the Tacoma city limits. Applicants can apply for either $3,000 or $6,000 for their project. More details, including access to the online application form, is available online. Washington State Senator Jeannie Darnielle, whose area covers Tacoma, has announced that she will be resigning her position later this fall. She has served the 27th Legislative District for the last 21 years, but is leaving state government to take over the newly created position of Assistant Secretary, Women's Prison Division for the Department of Corrections. She had won re-election to a new 4-year Senate term this past November. A temporary appointee will be chosen by the Pierce County Council to serve through the November 2022 election. Prior to being in the state legislature, Darnielle was the executive director of the Pierce County AIDS Foundation. The Green Tacoma Partnership invites businesses, community groups, families, and individuals to participate in Green Tacoma Day. Participants can volunteer to plant trees, remove weeds and litter, connect with the community, and provide a helping hand to local green spaces. Joining the event on Saturday, October 9th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and volunteer at one of many events happening around the city. To find out more or to register for a Green Tacoma Day location, visit the event website. We often think of spring as the planting season, but gardening experts with Tacoma Public Utilities say fall is the best time to start digging. The cooler weather and abundant rain that comes with the fall is the best time to get trees rooted. Tacoma Public Utilities resident urban forester Vivian DeSwagger says it's part of her fall yard care routine. Adding mulch to garden beds, cutting back perennials, and planting any trees as soon as their leaves start to drop.
The soil is still warm from the summer. We have rains that are coming in that are going to help us keep that tree hydrated during the winter. But as the tree above is dormant during that cold weather, the root systems are still working. And if we get the tree in the fall, those roots will get a pretty good establishment going by the time spring comes and that new growth starts going. And so it's really great for the tree to get it established. And then in the spring, when the rains start to slow down, it's not going to require as much watering through that spring and summer.
DeSwagger says planting trees in the fall will give them a head start and require less watering as the weather dries out heading into summer. It's a practice that Tacoma Water supports, saying it's one way we can all be good stewards of our natural resources, allowing gardeners to conserve water. For more information on saving water and lowering your utility bill, go to mytpu.org/watersmart. Starting this week, Pierce County residents can request a tree coupon from the City of Tacoma. The $30 coupons can be redeemed up to 3 times at participating local nurseries, lowering the cost to plant a tree significantly, and in some cases, making the trees free. The program, supported by Tacoma Power, is part of the City of Tacoma's goal to increase the tree canopy in our community. To request a coupon, go to cityoftacoma.org/tree coupon. The Tacoma Police Department recently held a ceremony at its headquarters to promote 5 officers. The ceremony was conducted by Interim Chief Mike Akey and saw the promotion of Officer Minor to the rank of detective. On hand were friends and family members to join in the celebration. Also promoted to the rank of sergeant was Officer Theory, who also had loved ones on hand to do the honors. 3 officers were unable to attend the event, but the department is very proud of the accomplishments and promotions to detective of Officers Brame, Kunkel, and Ritchie. As officers are promoted, the department continues to fill its ranks with new officers. Currently, an application window is open through October 15th for a November 13 test date. For people planning ahead for 2022 test dates, the department has published 5 test dates with corresponding application periods. For more information about a career with the Tacoma Police Department, visit tacomapolice.com. In the unfortunate circumstance where an active shooter threatens schools or other gathering places, the Tacoma Police Department recently held training to be as ready as possible. Jason Plute has more.
Terrifying. It's your biggest fear. I mean, I don't want to even think about it. It's so terrifying. Oh, I think because every second counts, right? Like, these are the scariest things that could happen to kids or people, and I would want the law enforcement to know exactly what to do.
Active shooter or active threat. It's any parent's worst nightmare. To mitigate the risk involved, the Tacoma Police Department recently held a training session for 20 officers at Browns Point Elementary School.
What we do is we train our officers to locate and quickly stop the active threat of what's going on. It's a rapid response, get there. Sometimes it's collecting up several officers and going as a team. But we also trained in the spring to teach officers that they can do that by themselves, if need be.
The officers participate in 10 hours of classroom training the first day. Then it's on to simulations on the next training day. Everything starts with safety, where actual weapons are replaced by those that fire simunition, a paintball-type round. It provides a realistic training environment where seconds matter.
We need our police to know what to do, and that makes me feel better that they're taking it seriously and training for something like that.
Going through training helps us because it really keeps us sharp and, ready for any situation we'll face on any given day, because you can be driving down the street and then, the craziest call of your career can come up out of nowhere.
It's not just schools that the department prepares for. Shopping malls, movie theaters, places of work and worship. Basically anywhere an active threat is possible, the department must prepare for. But in Washington State, there have been 10 active shooters in schools since 1971. So it's critical the police department works hand in hand with the Tacoma School District.
We have a tremendous partnership with the Tacoma Police Department and have had for a number of years. And we know that this kind of incident is not our area of expertise. And should something happen, heaven forbid, we rely on the police department's response to be able to keep our kids safe.
Training of the past, where an officer would wait for backup or the SWAT team, has evolved. Now the first officer on scene or a small team can be responsible for stopping the threat. In an active shooter situation, every 18 seconds on average someone dies. So a quick and effective response can not only mean fewer lives lost, but more lives saved.
We've had some active shooter type incidents in the city of Tacoma, but probably not to some of the tragic levels across the country. And hopefully we don't ever, but I would like to think that we make a difference, by giving those techniques and that confidence that they have the skills to do what they need to do.
Actually coming into the school and running a rep You get to actually physically go in and see what you're going to do and react to everything versus, you know, trying to paint the picture in your mind, because nobody knows how it's going to truly unfold until it happens. And in your mind, you can play it out a certain way, but you don't know what the person that's a threat is going to be thinking. So it's kind of like playing mental chess, but actually coming in here, you get to play the game.
We need our police to know what to do, and that makes me feel better that they're taking it seriously and training for something like that.
We like to think of our schools as the safest place that kids can be. We want them to feel safe when they're there. And knowing that we're prepared, they're prepared, and our police department is prepared can help provide that peace of mind that should something happen, that will respond as best as possible.
Our department's really well trained, and I think for any situation, we can pretty much handle it all.
To know that they are training for worst case scenario and that there's going to be, you know, our first responders that know exactly what to do, that's comforting as a parent.
For Tacoma Report, I'm Jason Plute.
Tacoma's Police Department and School District remind everyone, if you see something, say something. If you or a family member sees something that looks like a threat, call 911 immediately. The third Thursday of October each year is International Shakeout Day, a day to practice earthquake safety and help you prepare for when the big one eventually hits. This year, that's October 21st. You can go to the shakeout.org website and register your family or organization. The Shakeout is a 1-minute earthquake drill to practice drop, cover, and hold on. This can be done at home, work, school, your car, or just about any location. The website also has several videos to watch that deal with scenarios that might occur during and after an earthquake. The first shakeout took place back in 2009. The drill is easy to practice and it could save a life during an actual event. Go to shakeout.org for more information and to register. Hopes were high this year for an in-person black and white gala, the annual event put on by the Rainbow Center, but with the surge of the Delta COVID variant, it will once again be virtual. The gala is a fundraiser for the Rainbow Center, which is a major supporter of the LGBTQ community. Rather than keeping ticket prices at their higher level and sustaining the center's normal funding amount, it's offering tickets for much less this year, even to the point of pay what you can.
The tickets normally are high enough that it eliminates some people from attending that otherwise would like to. And so for people who can't afford the live events that we usually have at $150 a ticket, now's your opportunity to be part of the gala, even though it's not quite the same and it's virtual. And you can attend no matter what your income level. And it doesn't cost us more to add more people to attend once we've sold enough tickets to cover our costs. So it's nice that people who otherwise might only ever see the gala as a volunteer or some other way because they can't afford it, now they can be, attend as a regular attendee. We've rebranded as Cabin Fever, the home edition, and we were going to be Welcome Back, a red carpet affair. So those are very, very different themes. And the Cabin Fever, we think, will resonate with a lot of people who are sick of being at home and really want to get out. And it's also a way to brand it so that instead of wearing your tux or your evening gown or whatever you would normally wear to the live gala, you can wear pajamas and a flannel shirt, sit in front of a fire and watch it on your television or your computer.
More information on this year's Black and White Gala can be found by going to the Rainbow Center website. Metro Parks Tacoma has some fun events coming up over the next few weeks that the whole family can participate in. On October 9th, from 9 until noon, a volunteer work party to help restore natural habitat will be taking place at Senator Rosa Franklin Park at 12th and South Puget Sound Avenue. Then, on October 15th, it's the annual Hoot and Howl at Northwest Trek in Eatonville. Put on a costume, have fun, and get candy as you explore Trek at twilight. Zubu will be taking place on October 16th and 17th at the Point Defiant Zoo and Aquarium. Costumes, animals, and candy. This runs from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day. A virtual nature trivia night will be taking place on October 28th beginning at 7 p.m. with the Tacoma Nature Center. A pre-registration is required for this event. And don't forget that zoo lights will be here before you know it. This lighted holiday tradition at the Point Defiant Zoo and Aquarium runs November 26th through January 2nd, but it is closed on December 24th and 25th. More information about all of these Metro Parks Tacoma events can be found by going to their website. The city, in partnership with the Tacoma School District, is asking for community input on walking routes to schools. Suggested walking route maps for elementary schools are being updated, and feedback will help the city identify challenges or barriers to travel. Participants can visit an interactive web map to help identify what routes work well and what routes are more challenging. This feedback will help to identify suggested routes and will be used to inform future projects. Share your feedback by October 17th. And finally, Tacoma Reads is a citywide reading program that seeks to unite the community in dialogue around contemporary themes through reading a common text. Tacoma Reads 2021 will focus on the themes of race, social justice, and healing through 3 books, 1 for each reading level. In addition, taking place this fall, the program has a full lineup of community events, programs, art exhibits, and virtual author and illustrator visits. For more information on this year's selections, the full Tacoma Reads 2021 schedule of programs, and registration information, visit the Tacoma Public Library site. That's all the time we have on this edition of Tacoma Report. A great way to find out about the services the City of Tacoma has to offer is by going to cityoftacoma.org. Until next time, I'm Laura Proctor. Thanks for watching.